What's up, YouTube? We back with some question and answers. So I just been answering questions to help y'all understand who I am, what my background is, and I know a lot of y'all gonna relate. A lot of y'all being former athletes or looking to reinvent yourself. Things have changed. You starting from scratch, looking to be an entrepreneur. So I hope y'all can relate. And like I said, I want to hear y'all feedback. I want to hear y'all stories as well. That's the one thing I do want to embrace. I want to share other people's stories. Cause I've been thinking about, do I want to make this like an interview, not an interview, but like a have some people on the YouTube, like somebody I can speak to. A lot of people have been telling me like I should probably bring guests on or whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to start off by making these videos, and like I said, I ended off on the last channel saying I'm gonna do 90 days. I'm gonna just post a video every day for 90 days, and I want y'all to join me. For those who wanted to start a YouTube or even get into social media, getting back into social media, because I haven't been on social media for, man, I couldn't even tell you. And people always look at me like, you don't got no Instagram, you don't got that. I'm like, it was never a part of me. It was never something I seen that was necessity. So I'm bringing it back. I'm coming out of hiding, y'all. um, so I wanted to start off with some questions. It says, how do you cope with losing your identity as an athlete? And some of these questions I got from ChatGPT. Some of the questions I got from y'all. Or some of my friends give me questions too that I can touch base on these videos. So it's like, how do you cope with losing your identity as an athlete? It's funny because I actually started to embrace being an athlete. Because at first I never wanted to be identified just as a basketball player. That was my biggest thing. I hate when people just was like, oh, you play basketball, mainly females. Oh, you play basketball. I'm like, what? Like, okay, that's something I do. It's not something I do. Um, but I started to embrace that. I had ran to one of my old professors, and he was like, bro, you got to embrace that. Being an athlete, being a basketball player, at St. Joe's, um, that can get you in the door. That's point blank period. So I actually started to embrace that identity as a former athlete and use that to my advantage. Um, for those who kind of went through the same process as me, start using it to your advantage. People want to help you, and people want to help you because you might have played basketball, and that's true, and that's just how it is. They know basketball players. We work hard. We've been through a lot, the ups and downs. They understand the challenges, and we experienced that at a very young age in a short amount of time. Like in 4 years of college, I learned so much. Um, it says share your personal struggles with no longer being the basketball player. The only thing is, the only struggles I have is guys are like, yo, come hoop with us. I'm like, I don't want to hoop. That's the only struggle I have. Everything else I embraced. I learned to embrace all the things that I learned from basketball, all the skills, all the mindset shifts, all the wisdom I learned from the coaches, players. A lot of that I took into my real world. A lot of that I still use basketball themes and concepts. I remember speaking to this one investor guy. He like, man, the way I look at it, he didn't play basketball, but he's like, the way I look at it, he's like, yo, I just know by halftime I got to be up 30. So he said you got to take one quarter at a time. We'll get one stop at a time, or get one bucket at a time. And I started to use those concepts in my everyday life. And I'm gonna give y'all some examples as I move on. I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head, but that was one thing that stuck with me. Um, the big wow, this is a good one. So it's about it says like talk about redefining yourself, and that's probably the biggest thing. Like I'm still doing that to this day. I'm still finding out what Chris Clover likes to do, um, and that's probably the biggest challenge because it's like you don't have basketball no more. Something that consumes your life all the time, and you don't want to just like I was doing real estate, so I was doing a lot of real estate. I know what I want. I know what my end goal is, but it was like, what hobbies do I like to do? And I've been telling myself I need to take myself out more. It's almost like people like dating yourself. It's like taking yourself out, self-care, self-love. They talk about that. And a lot of men, I feel like we don't do that. We don't take yourself out, spend time with yourself, try new hobbies, get in different environments. And one thing I also want to start this channel is to establish a community, establish like-minded individuals, like-minded souls, like-minded spirits who are on the same path as freedom. So I'm going through the process just as y'all are, redefining myself. I just did a I just was redefining my goals, what I value. And ChatGPT helped me out a lot. I just have it. I just send it prompts, and I just tell it to ask me questions, and then at the end, it summarize what I said and how that resonates with me. Because that's something I'm going to be doing more and more, basing my decision off of what I align with, what are my principles, my values. That's probably going to be the most important thing to me. So it's just been about really just finding out what I like to do and put myself in uncomfortable situations where, but like I said, as a basketball player, we always been uncomfortable. It was always somebody trying to take our spot, or we always had to push ourselves harder. We always had to do something that was uncomfortable. So we comfortable with being uncomfortable. It just now is a new environment. It's a new area of your life that you looking to define, and we can't run away from it. We gotta embrace it and look it right in the eyes. You feel what I'm saying? So right now, just me. Man, I go for walks. I go for hikes. I keep telling myself I'm gonna go painting. I'm gonna go to a painting class, or I'm gonna date myself, bro. Like for real, it sound well to me. It don't sound crazy, but it's true. Like find out what I like to do, and just go. I'm just doing trial and error. Like I'm gonna tell y'all, just experiment with everything. Like try different stuff. Why not? Like what's gonna happen? Like um. So that's pretty much. And like I said, I wanna definitely hear y'all stories too. So what are y'all, I wanna know what are some things that y'all doing, how y'all learning to reinvent yourself, what are hobbies that have y'all been trying? Cause I wanna know more. I wanna try different things. I wanna uh uh like we all try paintball and all those things. For me, that's not like a hobby. That's like something I do with. I'm just trying to figure out something that I can do to have that work life balance. Like the real estate is always gonna be there. All that career stuff is always gonna be there. But what you gonna do for yourself? What you gonna do for me too? Reading books, spending time. I'm not even gonna bring family and friends into it. I must more say like spending time with myself, reflecting, thinking. Yesterday I went to the deprivation tank. Um, Meditation, breath work, yoga. Involving myself in those type of communities where people are looking to heal, people are working on themselves, and that's what I'm about. Um, like I said, comment below what y'all been trying, what y'all been doing to help reinvent yourself. So I definitely want to understand that. I definitely want to know more about that. So I definitely want to. I'm gonna leave off on that.